This is the Wait For It podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Wait For It podcast. I am your co-host, Phil Barrera, aka Phil the Filipino.
And I'm your other co-host, Mr. Eric Almighty, and we are back with this edition of What Did I Miss? And we brought back two special guests that have been on the podcast recently. We've become best friends with. I need to make sure to clarify that. Otherwise, one of them may hurt me. And Phil, I'm very excited to jump into this one. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we said, you know what? We should hang out with these people 3 weekends in a row. And that's what's happening here. To be fair, we may not see each other a whole lot in April. So we're just like trying to get ahead of our scheduled time together. So for this episode of What Did I Miss? Bringing back in Bridget Rulz vintage macaroni from Retro AV Rewind. Thank you guys so much for taking the time and putting up with us again for however long this episode may last. Let's send it over to Bridget. How are you doing tonight? And again, thanks for being here.
I'm good. It's been so long since I've seen you guys.
No, definitely wasn't earlier today.
God, like 6 hours or something.
Yeah, we were having withdrawals, so that's why we brought you guys back in.
I know.
So, Vintage, how are you tonight?
Doing wonderful. Yeah, I think, what have we done? Oh, yeah, we had 2 back-to-back conventions, and then you guys had the trading card events. So it's been a busy month. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you are all tired. I am tired.
I'm exhausted. Yeah. Because we had Collective, and then we also went to Stingray Con all together, and then you guys came to my comedy show, and then we did this today. So March was crazy. I forgot, just looking back through the Discord, Eric, that the Oscars was at the beginning of the month. I thought that was so long ago. Like, I thought it was like minimum last month.
Yeah,
But
and we did
no.
a little watch party in the Discord for that. So like again, it's just been Retro AV Rewind has been a part of our March.
What did we
pretty
come up?
heavily,
What
so
was the
wrapping
name?
up March
Wait
is
for
perfect.
AV Rewind. Is that what the name?
Best
is?
Friends Forever is what it's
No.
called.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you
I
made
put
something
it
up.
in parentheses. So it's Wait for AV Rewind. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or if
love
you
it.
guys want to go first, Retro AV for it.
No, you're doing too much.
Yeah, I really
We've got a
peaked
couple
at
weeks.
Weight Watchers.
Yeah, we've got a couple weeks to form that up before our combo episode that's coming out in April.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the episode for. I was like, this comes out in 2 days.
You guys have a workshop.
So no, we don't. Anyway, for those of you that are joining us and maybe you've never listened to an episode of What Did I Miss? It is a very unstructured and just very fun and casual episode where we have a couple of guests on and we talk about pop culture stories from the month before that you may have missed out on. There have been 3 iterations of this particular episode, and this seems to be the one that has stuck, and it's also one of our favorite episodes to record because, again, I think we really just do it for ourselves so we can hang out with our friends, which is what we are going to do today. So, Eric, anything else you think we need to go over with either our guest or our audience before we get to the most important part of What Did I Miss? Every single month, which is your favorite part, you know?
Yeah, no. I think we're ready to get into this. If you don't know the drill, the wheel is going to decide what story goes first. And hopefully, some of us have more than one in case they overlap. But honestly, Phil, we've been doing pretty good for quite a while without having that issue. So fingers crossed, knock on wood. Bridget, Vintage, in just a moment, you're going to come off mute and you are going to, with me, say spin that wheel. I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1, and in that same cadence, you will then say spin that wheel. And we will try to do that like 4 different times and get it right maybe once. But it's the fun that we're looking for. And Phil loves to see me miserable, so this is going to be a lot of fun. So Phil, I think I'm ready. Vintage, Bridget, are both of you ready?
Yes, we're ready for it.
All right, let's go for it. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1.
Spin that wheel!
Oh, wow.
That was pretty good. All you other what did I miss guests? That was pretty good.
That was in harmony.
It really was. All right, Bridget, look at that.
Ooh.
Bridget, are you excited to get it over with, or are you nervous because you're first?
Both.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
The answer is yes.
Also, yes. All of the above. I'm going to go with. I have 3. I'm like, should I pick one I know that one of you will definitely pick?
So the price of eggs have increased.
Do you want to
Ruin your
do
life.
you want to remove something from somebody else, or
I'm going to go with common side effects. Have you guys seen this?
I have seen the first 2 to 3 episodes. I need to get back on it very quickly. Enjoyed it though.
Okay, it's so good, and it just got renewed for a 2nd season. The season finale comes out tomorrow.
yeah, this is the show the clip I sent you like months ago. Yeah, I have not started it yet.
It's so
Jump in,
good.
Ryan.
It will fill that little severance hole in your heart that will be there.
I actually watched the first episode last night, so it's funny that you picked it. I didn't know what to expect with the show, and I mean it's surprisingly really good. Like,
Yeah,
I heard it's
love
more
it.
like a lot. It is. I heard it is funny, but I heard it's also a little bit more dark.
Yeah,
than-
it's
Yeah.
very dark.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and it also has a lot of like the whole premise is this guy finds a mushroom that cures everything, like even death, right? Or like on the brink of. And it kind of touches on like if you had that one thing that could solve everyone's problem, would you just give it to them, or would you try to like profit off of it?
Profit.
Okay, this is a great question. So,
100%
Phil, you're-
profit.
Yeah.
100%
I
profit.
like profit.
I
Absolutely.
feel like
profit.
I'd have. Well, let's talk about the levels of profit though. Like at what point, you know what I mean? Like at what point would you give in? Because I feel like that number would be different. Is anybody here not gonna give in? Just off of moral principle
Give in to what?
alone. Like, is anyone gonna do the right thing
And just give it away.
and give it away?
it depends to who. I know that's
here's
bad.
what I think I would do
but-
it on a like case by case basis. Like I would have
Yeah.
to review, and I wouldn't tell everybody about it. So I would maybe I would get to choose, like pick and choose.
I'll make it easier. So if you had like a mushroom that could cure everything like the show, but there's only one, and you have to give it to somebody to basically give to the world, they have to recreate it, or you're gonna try to keep it for yourself and sell it to the highest bidder.
It's kind of like the Last of Us, the end of the Last of Us.
I'm just saying, mushroom's probably not great in that world, but
Yeah.
I'm curious if anybody would definitely do the right thing, because I feel like all of us have a price, and now I want to know what it is.
Well, here's the thing: is we need death. Like it's a very important part of, and also the same kind of thing. It's different but same. Remember when in Bruce Almighty he just granted everyone's wish, everyone's prayer, everyone's prayer, and that's not good either. So I think I would be selective with it and give it out. And then I could then who I give it to, I could then profit off of the bad people somehow. Because does it also do the reverse and make people sicker?
Yeah.
No. So.
I mean,
Yeah,
that
'cause they
brings
don't know the side effects of it yet.
that brings up a good point. Like, if you were to cure all diseases, what would happen? Like, would the world become overpopulated, and you have other issues to worry about? Like, there's so many what ifs if you were to go down that route that could be bad.
Yeah, Phil, I would never have to go to the doctor.
You don't do that now.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's,
Forgot about that. You don't go to the doctor. We had a whole conversation about
I go to the eye
F's in the
doctor.
chat for Eric.
I'm that Drake meme where he's like, "Ooh, eye doctor, dentist," and then he's like, "Oh,
Like,
regular doctor."
No, absolutely. He absolutely is. No, but I want to check out this show for sure.
Yeah.
It's on my very, very long watch list that keeps getting longer and longer. You said you watched the first couple episodes, Eric?
Yeah, I did.
What's it on?
And
HBO?
Max.
Yeah.
Or Max?
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's Adult Swim.
Sorry.
Correct yourself.
Sorry.
How many
It is-
episodes?
I think there's going to be
10?
10 in total.
Yeah, 10.
Okay.
One comes out tomorrow. Is that the season
Yeah.
finale?
Yeah, the season
Finale.
finale tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm glad it's getting a season 2 though, because
Yeah.
the animation is one of those things, and me and Phil are like really big fans of Mob Psycho, and one thing that people will look towards is like, yeah, it's good, but like the animation isn't my thing, and I can really see that happening with this show, even though it's not, it's animation, not anime, but I like it. I think it looks really clean. I think it's really fluid. I think it's unique, and it adds to the comedy elements because it really needs that, because the show is heavier. than I even thought. Like, our friend Jordan told us, like, hey, it's not as funny as you think it is. And I was like, there's no way that's true based off the clip Phil sent
Based
alone.
off the one clip that we saw.
And she was right. It is it can get very, very heavy and very violent and very very uneasy. So the animation, if you're not vibing with it, and the story, that could definitely be a turnoff. I'm glad enough people have found it and it got renewed for a season 2, because just off the first couple episodes I can definitely see the potential.
Yeah. It has great characters too. Like every single character is just like so perfect. My favorite are the two DEA agents that are like best friends.
That's the clip that we saw
They're
months
so
ago.
Oh, yeah.
Was the
That
one,
was the one where they're
Jumping the
dancing.
line.
Yeah, jumping the line. Yeah. That's the one I saw. I was like, Eric, I don't know what this is, but
Yeah,
we need to keep an eye on it.
great. Yeah.
What's interesting, it's produced by Mike Judge,
Yeah.
who did
King of the
Hill, and he actually
Beavis and Butthead.
does one of the voices. He's the
Yeah.
I can't remember the name, the CEO, but I picked up on it. Yeah, he's involved with
Love
the
Mike
show.
Judge. This, speaking on animation that like I'm not like people aren't a fan of. That's how I felt about Scavenger's Reign. Which I know people, and it is interesting. I am very confused. I've only watched like 2 or 3 episodes, but that's how I kind of felt about it. But I was like, okay, well, I know that people love this. I'm gonna keep giving it a shot. But yeah, that's how I felt about the animation in that. Eric, I know we like briefly touched on Scavenger's Reign at some point last year. I don't know if he ever, because I think Ivan had brought it up that he really loved it. So I don't know if he's gotten to check it out yet.
I have not, and that is a show that a lot of people like that didn't get a season 2. So like as a compare contrast, again, glad that a original project like this can get legs, and it doesn't have to be a reboot of something or a spin-off. You know, everybody complains about that, and there are a lot of examples like Scavenger's Reign where something doesn't get to move forward. But then, you know, you got shows like this that get the green light, and hopefully they can stick the landing and stick with it for however long it's going to go. I don't know how many things they're trying to get done as far as seasons, but it'll be very curious.
Yeah.
For sure. Cool. Well, let's, Eric.
Are you trying to share your screen?
Yeah, I was, but that pops up whenever I like exit out of the share screen thing, but it's fine. So
You scared me.
no, all right.
I just get this message saying Phil needs something on his browser to share his screen. I was like, uh-oh.
No, we're good. We're good.
All right.
Don't worry.
Yeah. God forbid you don't share your screen and we don't spin that wheel, but here we are.
Yeah, we'd have to cancel the whole thing.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to move forward. There's no civil way to come up with a
There's no way
process.
to just come up with who should go next.
You know what?
We leave it up to
To be
chaos
the wheel.
and make more timelines.
That's
So,
crazy.
Watch one of these timelines be someone finds this mushroom and we don't pick it.
Yeah.
So we learned
All
that
right.
from Community.
All right, guys, we're going to jump into it. You guys know the drill, so we're going to go right into it. We're going to go 3, 2, 1.
Spin that wheel.
Hey, 2 for 2 is crazy.
Killing
We're about
the
to.
game.
We're going to
the
make
game.
records.
Okay.
Oh.
We're gonna get okay. Well, that usually doesn't happen. It's usually the 2 guests or the two hosts. They go first in
Exactly.
order. All
No,
right, Eric.
this works out. Yeah, I have a couple stories. I feel like this one will work because this is something that me and Phil really love. And I'm curious whether or not you guys have ever seen this, and also whether you've heard about this news. For Disney, one of the most exciting, surprising projects that have been announced is Not Just a Goof. And this is going to be a documentary exploring the untold story of a Goofy movie. According to IMDb's summary, it follows a young creative team tackling their first Disney feature, its initial disappointment, and its surprising resurgence decades later. So with this particular documentary, I'm very curious, one, have either of you, and I'll throw it to Vintage first, have either of you guys seen a Goofy movie? And whether or not you have, would this documentary and this kind of resurgence in the discussion of a Goofy movie in 2025 get you to watch it and or watch this documentary? So, Vintage, where are you at with a Goofy movie, and have you heard of this news?
So the answer, of course, is yes. I happen to love the Goofy movie. It's such a warm-hearted tale. Like, and I feel like there weren't many father-son Disney-esque stories. I mean, honestly, it's the only one that I can think of, but it has a lot of heart to it, and the music is just so much fun that, like, you know, you could go to a modern day convention and you might see a Powerline cosplay or someone playing the music from that movie. It's touched a lot of people, and it's fun to see its resurgence today. I personally love making of documentaries. I love the lore behind filmmaking, so I will be watching this documentary. I'm not quite sure what the struggles would have been, because I know it wasn't super popular at the time, but I had it on VHS, and people I knew liked the movies, so I'm not sure if it was considered like a box office failure or something like that. But I actually met one of the voice actors from that movie. Is it Jason Marsden? I get confused. There's James Marsden and Jason Marsden. He did the voice of Max. Very nice guy. He was also the actor. I think he did Thackeray Binks from Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, Jason Marsden.
Marsden. Yeah, super nice guy. But no, I'm really excited about the documentary. I would love to learn more. And Phil, actually, he was wearing a Powerline not cosplay, but a jacket at our last convention.
Phil, it was big enough that it could have passed as a cosplay. It was a great shirt. In fact, I think you
big
wore
hit.
it on an episode recently.
Yeah,
so.
it was a big hit, the shirt and the jacket combo. I asked my daughter, shout out to Liz, I was like, is this too much Powerline? And she's like, no, not for like where you were going. You know, like if I had just worn it out to like the mall, maybe too much Powerline, but for that particular night, it was fine. So yeah, big hit.
Yeah. And Bridget, how about you? Is a Goofy movie something that has come across your radar? And if not, what's wrong with you?
I'm mentally ill.
That tracks.
I mean,
what? So what is your problem? What's your deal?
Follow up. How dare
I've just
you?
never seen
How dare
it.
you?
I think I am like a little bit older than you guys too, so maybe that's part of it. Like it wasn't like on my radar. I don't know.
Okay.
When did it
Movie
come out?
club.
95?
Next movie,
I
movie
know.
club.
Well, it's already
Yeah,
Jurassic
like-
Park.
Kind of unacceptable. No.
Why did you Jurassic Park for Jurassic June? I meant to ask that.
Oh, because well, I mean, do you really want to know? It's like a whole thing.
No, tell us later. Tell us after.
I know. I'm like, I don't want to.
Well, what I will ask you, Bridget, before we kind of continue the conversation is what has been your like awareness of this movie? Because the reason I kind of didn't assume that both of you have watched it is because even now, you know, Phil, I think we've talked about this before. A Goofy movie is more of like a cult classic still. Like it is not brought up, in my opinion, respectfully among the other Disney greats. So I'm just very curious, like what has always been your perception? Did you know of it? Is it something that you see a lot and you just never got into? It never came up in your queue? Like, what's your relationship been with this film that you haven't seen?
I know that it exists. I've seen the memes. My friend Gwen cosplayed as one of the characters. She was perfect. It just never, I was never like, oh, I gotta watch it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I need to now.
Yeah,
or I'm
no,
going to be kicked out of the group. So
I will tell you, best friend status is currently on hold. Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Phil, if you could talk through the anger that I know you're feeling, because I'm feeling it. What are your thoughts on the documentary? Oh, Phil. Phil, please. Stay professional. Stay professional. We didn't know. We didn't know this before we met them. We would have thought differently. We would have handled things differently. Here we are.
So, a little bit of Phil lore here. Yeah, a Goofy movie was like my favorite movie growing up. A lot of that had to do with the music. I was a big fan of Michael Jackson, NSYNC. Actually, was like that style of pop back then. That was really coming up around the 90s. And yeah, I wanted to change my name to Max at one point. That's what I absolutely wanted to do when I was younger. But no, a Goofy movie, yeah, because that's a really good point, Vintage. Like, I don't know, there were a whole lot of father-son stories that were being told around this time. And I think, and I don't know, we'll see what happens when the musical or when the documentary comes along. But I don't think that, I mean, Goofy was really a priority for Disney. So the fact that this did get like a wide release, and it did end up becoming very popular. It didn't really gross a whole lot. It grossed less than $40 million according to Wikipedia. It's a really quick movie. Like, I think that's what you realize, Eric, as an adult when you watch it. You're like, oh, this went by. They're already at the finale of the film. So I'm very excited to see that this is getting that documentary. I'll be watching it day one for sure. And it's just a character and a story, and again, the music that really resonates with people after 30 years. I mean, Powerline, Tevin Campbell is iconic, and I'm very excited to go behind the scenes. I watched a similar documentary about The Emperor's New Groove, and that was really good, and how that movie started off as something totally different. So very excited about this one, about one of my favorite animated films of all time.
Yeah, it's coming out April 7th, reportedly, and very excited to jump into that. Goofy movie obviously came out a while ago. To Vintage's point, and I don't have the exact numbers, but it looks like this film was about $18 million to be made, and it opened at like 6 and it finished at like 35. So when you consider everything for advertising and things of that nature, it like just missed, or it was short of being a success. It obviously had a cult following on VHS as well. And for a movie that's an hour 16, like I implore anybody that's seen it, and especially if they happen to be in this recording session just by chance, to watch the movie, because it is at that time it's an easy watch through. It's a good time. The music's great. I think it is one of those classics. And anytime I bring up the VHS for a Goofy movie, I always talk about the music video. Because I always remember Dr. Looney's Remedy from Parachute Express, and it's such a nostalgic thing that feels like a fever dream. So really excited to go listen to that after this, now that it's entered my brain. That being said, I do want to ask, before we move to our next topic, what Disney movie do you feel is super underrated or unknown? Is there a Disney umbrella type film that you feel people don't talk about? Vintage, you can go first.
I have a soft spot for Atlantis and Treasure Planet. I really love that animation style. And I mean, the stories were epic. Like, they were like Indiana Jones-esque. I mean, just vibrant, and I miss that spark. And when we get to my story, I'm going to complain about Disney, but I really, I really love those movies. And I don't hear a lot of people talk about them as much. And I would love if they had a resurgent or a cult following. I'm not sure if they do.
No, they definitely do. I think they call that the post-Renaissance era. Obviously, prior to that, you had The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, all of those films.
Remember when they tried new things?
They did. One of those was Lilo and Stitch, which was a success. But then you had films like Brother Bear alongside Atlantis and
like
Treasure
Brother
Planet.
Bear, man. It's not great, but it's a good
and
movie.
They put Phil Collins again in it. I mean,
yeah, Phil
again,
Collins
not the
went hard on that Brother
not
Bear
the Tarzan soundtrack.
He went in on Brother Bear.
They said, you could take a break, Phil, and he said, nah. So I do want to say this, though, to Vintage's point. That's a great call out, and it just really is crazy that they refuse to do live action adaptations of those movies. Those movies are perfect for that. I mean,
Tom Holland can be in both.
Tom Holland and Zendaya could be in them.
Be in both.
But Emperor's New Groove and Lilo and Stitch are really the only ones that get a lot of respect. You know, there's their Chicken Little Lovers. If I was to not pick a Goofy movie, I like Dinosaur. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. I do understand that. But yeah, again, a lot of options that are here for live action. I've totally forgot about Bolt. It just showed up on this list, and
forgot about that one too.
Me and Phil were into Bolt when it came out. But Bridget, is there a underrated like Disney movie or animated film in your mind that kind of comes to mind? You know, you said you're a little bit older, so like back in the 30s or something.
Yeah, Snow White. No.
So how was the live action Snow White? Tell us.
No, actually, Meet the Robinsons. I don't know if any of you have seen that.
I was gonna say Meet the Robinsons.
Movie
yeah,
so much. at like the backstory of the villain and like the singing frogs. I mean, how can you
That
not?
could also be a live
Like,
action easily.
yeah,
it's a little
it
bit
would be
more of a
really-
stretch.
yeah.
But yeah.
But it's
got a
I
great
love that
twist.
movie so much.
Yeah, it's got a great twist. I just recently
Mhm.
watched it within like the last, I think, 5 or 6 years. I had never seen it.
wow.
And I was
Yeah.
working at the Disney store when this movie came out, and I had never seen it. I was like, this looks dumb. other than the T-Rex clip, I was like, I'm not going to see this.
Listen, if you don't get a little emotional at the end when they played "Little Wonders" by Rob Thomas, then you're not a real human, man. Oh,
Yeah.
you're not a real
It's
real person.
Again, I think that might have been an animation thing. I think people were turned off by the animation style.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Phil, any Disney film? I know a Goofy movie would fall under our umbrella, but is there another one that maybe you talk about a lot? I'll throw another one in there. One movie that people don't talk about and show enough respect. I know that people have their love for Aladdin. You have your Return of Jafar fans, but King of Thieves, Aladdin 3, is fun. It is a good time, and nobody talks about it.
I liked it better than the second one. So I had that them all on VHS, and the third one was probably because they advertised, "Oh, Robin Williams is back," so it felt like such a big deal.
Yeah, you got Robin Williams back. You got hot Aladdin dad. It was great. We were having a great time. We were eating. Phil, not to hijack. What is yours? Do you have any that isn't a Goofy movie or one of the ones we mentioned?
No, those were the main ones. Oh, I guess Oliver and Company. Oliver and Company is one that I really love. It's got that Billy Joel magic as far as the song. I think it's
Why
got
Should I Worry is a top tier song.
really, really good characters. It's a really cute story. It's got that classic Disney animation, and I think it's like a good mix of also modern songs. So I would go with Oliver and Company. Do not live action those animals, please. Just leave it.
Stay
where it
away.
is. So
Also,
Oliver
don't
and
know how
Company.
cute that story is. That is about this this homeless man who owes a debt, has a debt,
Yeah,
and then they
to, like, the
kidnap the
mob.
girl, the rich girl.
Yeah. Well, the animals are cute.
Almost,
I'll say that.
almost kill her.
Isn't
Are
it?
they?
The animals are cute.
Isn't it?
The little creepy one starts freaking up on the poodle.
Are you talking
No?
about the Chihuahua?
The Chihuahua. Yeah.
Listen,
Oh.
we don't talk about those parts of old.
Hey.
Of old yeah. The stereotype dog. Listen, we'll be here for a long time if we're gonna do this.
No, it's fine. Vintage, what were you gonna add?
Oh, I think it's a play, or it's based off of Oliver Twist.
Okay,
Oh.
makes sense.
So that's the plot.
Yeah,
they're
should've
just like
known that.
Oliver.
I see it now.
That's the same name.
Oh, anybody else? Three Caballeros? Anybody else? Anybody else?
Eric's
No,
favorite
okay, well,
fucking ride at Disney.
Three
love
that
that.
caballeros.
It's so good.
It's shut down right now. So
Yeah.
What the fuck? All right. Well, with that being said, we have two stories left. Could we flip a coin? We could, but instead we're gonna spin that wheel, and we're gonna do it in a 3-2-1 cadence. Let's jump into it. We're gonna go 3, 2, 1.
spin
that
wheel.
Honestly, if this doesn't come out right in recording, I'm gonna be pissed because that's 3 for 3. I don't want to put pressure on a fourth, but here we are.
Fill us up.
All right, my turn. Okay. Well, I'll use this opportunity to plug a game that I've been playing with Jordan. We haven't really been able to stream it because I got it on PlayStation 5, so I don't have the ability to stream it on PC quite yet. But I want to talk about the Split Fiction game already getting a movie adaptation, as Hollywood is starting to bid on this story. So it is the latest game released by Hazelight Studios, who did It Takes Two and A Way Out, as well as the Brothers games. So I don't know if you guys ever played those, but they are all co-op there. It's a studio that is focused solely on co-op gaming and couch gaming too, and they have knocked it out of the park every single time. Variety sources state that Story Kitchen, a media company that specializes in film and TV adaptations of games and other non-traditional properties, is currently assembling the project's writers, director, and cast into a package deal. The upcoming film adaptation of Hazelight Studios' previous game, It Takes Two, was handled by the same team And Split Fiction is getting this similar treatment. And I'll say this, like, this is another not like home run for Take-Two. It is so much fun. Play it with another friend, play it with your partner. It is a blast. These characters are once again so layered and dynamic, and just do your if you you can play it on, I believe it's on pretty much everything except for like Nintendo consoles, because they can't run that's a potato at this point. Nintendo Switch is, but all the rest of the consoles you can get it on, as well as PC, and it's so much fun. So I'm curious if you have any familiarity with what's been going on with Split Fiction, or if you've played any of their other games. So It Takes Two, or A Way Out. Those are the two newer ones. And do you have any interest in seeing those stories come to light? Like I said, they are making an It Takes Two movie, which I think will be very interesting depending on casting, but we'll see. Eric, I'll throw it to you first. I know you've been throwing around maybe playing this with Stefan, or maybe even your wife. So what do you think about Split Fiction, and are you excited to jump into it eventually and possibly see a movie?
Yeah, I mean, Split Fiction is interesting. I've yet to play it, but it's an interesting concept in the sense that there are so many of these games, specifically by Hazelight Studios. I mean, you've got A Way Out that you could throw in there as a film as well. You've got It Takes Two. These are movies where the whole point is not really about the story as much as it is about the gameplay, and the co-op gameplay specifically, that you guys can do, whether it's on the couch, whether it's virtually, and that's a lot of the experience. And Phil, I'd love to hear your thoughts maybe really quickly about what you thought about the story, because I hear that's the weakest part of the game, where It Takes Two has a little bit more of a grounded story at its core, and I think that could make this a little difficult. Hazelight's already working on their next game and moving on to the next thing. So, maybe we'll continue to get things that work in movie format. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. This one seems like, out of the ones that I've yet to play, or I'm going to be playing at some point, that I'm a little bit unsure of.
So I'll say this. I probably should have explained the synopsis of the game as well for anybody that's listening, and also our guests, in case you don't know. So Split Fiction, what this game is, so the two main characters are authors, and they are brought in by like a big publishing company, and they, under the guise that they're going to be published writers. Well, what happens, they get there, and this company essentially puts them in these like pods, and what happens in these pods is this company starts stealing ideas from these people while they're like in this like comatose almost state. So they are just stealing ideas from people, and then when they wake up, they have no memory of like those ideas because they've been taken from them. And what happens in Split Fiction is the two main characters accidentally get put into the same pod, and they are now going through their stories together. So one of them is a fantasy writer, and the other one is more sci-fi. So so you go back and forth between the two stories of the characters, and each level is different. And it's really, really fun. So the whole premise of that is, again, which is very, very prevalent right now because of all this Ghibli AI bullshit that's going on right now. It came out at like the perfect time. So that's the premise of the story. I'll say this, Eric, it's not as good as It Takes Two, but it's a better story than A Way Out, in my opinion. A Way Out, Prison Break, that's been done before. In terms of this, I think that's stronger. So I would put it second. So far, I haven't finished the game yet. But yeah, I get what people are saying as far as the story being not as interesting, but the gameplay is top notch as always.
That's completely fair. And I guess I'll toss Phil's question to Bridget first. Have you played this game? Do you know about it? And if not, or even just in general, like, what are your thoughts about these multiplayer games becoming movies? Have you seen that done successfully? Is that an interest of yours? I'll kind of throw it to you with all of that.
So I have not played this game. I have never heard of it until this moment. I feel like I've been living under a rock for the past 2 months of my life because I'm incredibly busy. I have played It Takes Two with my husband, and we yell at each other, and it's really fun. And then we go to sleep. Nothing like raising your blood pressure, yelling at each other. I've also played the Prison Break one with my nephew, and he yelled at me a lot. So I don't know if I want to see them as movies. Like, I don't think I would buy a ticket.
I'm also
still streaming. Yeah.
This also leads into the gatekeeping thing that I have about gaming. I don't know if I've told the two of you this before, but I have always kind of been in the thought process of, if you're not going to experience that thing in its original form of media, in its media that it's meant to be for, then you don't get to experience it. Like, that's, there are so many books or movie franchises or shows that I would like, man, that lore sounds really interesting, but if I'm not going to take the time to do that or play that game, then I just have to miss out. The Last of Us has softened my take on that over the last couple of years. But like, if you're not going to do it, then you shouldn't get to watch it as a movie or a TV show. Again, I'm more flexible on that than I've ever have been, but like, that's always kind of been one of my hot takes. I don't know.
For me, I'm not familiar. I know of the games, but I've never played them. Like, I've wanted to play It Takes Two. Like, it looks fun. From what you described for the split fiction, I could see that maybe working better as a television show where you could really dive into the lore and flesh out the stories. Like, if they could mimic or put together something similar to what Fallout did, where they have the structure and they really create their own characters and people within the world, and it makes sense and it's true to the source material, then I think it could work. But like, trying to adapt exactly what you described into a movie, I don't think it would work. Like,
I don't time in a movie
not enough
to
time.
do all those. No, not at all. It would have to be episodic because there are a lot of different. I mean, we played like 10 hours, and there's been a lot of different worlds. So I think and it is also kind of like, it's also really goofy at sometimes, like really silly, and I think that would definitely work better as a TV show. Yeah, I agree with you. What about It Takes Two? How do we feel about that being a movie? Again, I feel like you get everything and more in the game. So
Yeah. I mean, it is a movie. The
already
game's
a
a
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just play the game.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's a whole story, and you like, it's sad and sweet. I don't know. I don't like
I'll
it.
watch them. I guess it depends on. Again, I think it depends on casting. So for Split
Yeah.
Fiction, I think it should be Aman Vellani and Florence Pugh, and I'll be there day one if they get the casting correct. So I don't know, but yeah, I don't know who they would cast for it. Who would be in It Takes Two? If this were like 2010, it'd be Kevin James. And who, Eric? Kevin James and who? if It Takes Two came out in 2010.
Oh man, for the mom,
Like,
What is the
Emily
mom? She
Blunt.
was a redhead, right?
Emily Blunt came to mind, but I think she's a little too on the nose. But you're right in the realm of what I was thinking.
Never mind. The dad in It Takes Two. I thought he was a bigger guy. He looks like a normal dude, but they could just cast Kevin James anyway. It Takes Two fan cast.
Maybe not. We could just stop
Hold on.
casting.
All right, fan cast. I got it. Cody, the dad, is Jake Gyllenhaal, and the mom as Emily Blunt. Dr. Hakeem Antonio Banderas.
I mean, yeah.
No, if Dr. Hakeem isn't Pedro Pascal, I don't know what we're
Yeah.
doing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know what we're doing here. He has the sass to do it.
Yeah.
he could do it.
Isla Fisher is Cutie. Who is Cutie? Which character was that? Was that the? Wait, hold on. Was that the elephant?
that's what I was wondering.
Oh no,
I don't want to see that adapted.
I do.
No. It is, to this day, one of the only times I think I traumatized my child on purpose. So we had to console after that, and we were having a great time. No, it was aggressively bad. It was bad.
No.
Yeah, but what we're trying to say is just play the game. So
Yeah,
Okay.
great time.
I will watch the movie if they get the casting right. But yeah, Emily Blunt is like on all of these fan casts, so I guess it's just her.
Yeah.
Does she look like the character, or you?
No.
Oh,
I think she probably has
could.
the voice for it.
Yeah, she does have
Yeah.
the face for sure. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Eric,
Yeah.
one more.
We have one more story, and you're probably thinking to yourself, why is the wheel up? Why is the wheel coming back into play here? Well, things don't make sense on what did I miss? So let's go ahead and jump into it. We're gonna do it one final time. 3, 2, 1.
Spin that wheel. Boy,
Wonder
Listen.
who it's gonna be.
boy.
That one was pretty good. I'm safe to say 4 for 4 here.
I think that one was the best one.
Oh,
It might have been.
it's-
We got
is it vintage?
blue vintage.
Very cool.
So the other two timelines, we don't know what happened,
Nope.
but here we are.
Here we are.
We found the mushroom and we cured a lot of stuff, but we'll never know. We'll never know.
It's all you.
So I wanted to talk about the Disney live action movies that have been coming out. Specifically, the last one that's on top of mine is the Snow White movie that is out, and it's faced a lot of controversy within the last few weeks for multiple reasons. And for me personally, I never wanted to see this movie, and it's not very often where I say I don't like an idea or I don't like a property, but I've never really been interested in the live action remakes in general. Like, I tried to watch Beauty and the Beast and I was horribly offended by the singing in that movie. Emma Watson's auto-tuned, when I'm a huge fan of the original musical and I've seen it on Broadway, so I was really upset about that movie. And just this current iteration where from the beginning there was a backlash from Peter Dinklage, who criticized if they were going to use actual dwarf actors in the film, which prompted them or Disney to change their approach. So they created CGI dwarves that were similar to the original iteration, and to me, I think they look terrible. I don't know if you've seen a picture of them, but they look awful. Of course, people were up in arms about the casting of Rachel Ziegler, but I did enjoy West Side Story. I think she is a talented singer. So that, I didn't get up in arms about that. But also there's the criticism of Gal Gadot's acting. Like, I saw this film reel of her acting clips, and she's just has no range, no emotion whatsoever. So for her to be a Disney villain, you have to have some pizzazz. You have to have style. And she's got none of that. Like, so wooden and plain and boring. And it was just, from what I've seen, it's just awful. So my question to you all, were you interested in seeing this film? If you were, I'm sorry, I just gave a really bad opinion about it. But if so, what do you think Disney is getting wrong with these live action films that they need to change in order to revitalize interest? Because I think a lot of people are losing faith in their ability to bring these properties to life. And I'm one of them. So I'm just curious, what do you think needs to change in order for them to reinvent the wheel?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought this up. First off, let's show these fucking abominations here really quick. These are terrifying. They're
awful.
Horrifying. And I just watched, Eric, I sent you the video literally last night. I watched the video again. I'll plug her again because she's great. One of my favorite YouTubers, Amanda the Jedi. She'll watch these films so I don't have to. And she was like, this is like nightmare fuel. And also, not even just the dwarves in them. The animals are also terrifying looking in the movie as well. There's so much, like you said, with the Peter Dinklage stuff, and then Gal Gadot being terrible, and then Rachel Zegler, I love Rachel Zegler. She stands up for what she believes in, and she doesn't take any shit. And I think that scares a lot of people in Hollywood. It certainly scared Ben Platt's daddy, Eric. So he had to pull double time and try and get Rachel Zegler, quote unquote, under control. And then, also when you first mentioned Gal Gadot, I'm going to put the clip from that one movie where she's like, enough champagne to fill the Nile. I'm going to put that clip in here. Kal-El!
No!
Jones! She made a really good point, that Amanda, in that video, where that worked in Wonder Woman because she's supposed to be a fish out of water. And then you're like, oh, that's all she does. That's the only thing she knows how to do. So we talked about this live action thing, and one of the problems is that The Lion King made $1 billion. So they're chasing that over and over again. I'm not very interested in seeing Lilo and Stitch. I'm not interested in seeing How to Train Your Dragon. I don't really want any of these, and I don't know what they're doing. And also, you run into the issue where people are going to scream from the rooftops that shit is woke, or it's not woke enough, and there's really like no winning, especially with these old Disney films. Like Snow White specifically, you brought up, you know, Beauty and the Beast, and also like there's a live action Cinderella, so like you have to update these because they do need updating, but also then they lose the crowd that want to see the original story, you know. So, and I watched the synopsis of this movie, and what happens from beginning to end, it sucks. It is not good. As far as how it ends, I won't spoil it here, but if you want to, I'll leave that for Patreon. So if you want to know how the Snow White movie ends, I'll tell you guys after the show. But yeah, Bridget, what about you? Have you enjoyed any of the live actions? I can't think of one that I liked.
I love all of the live action movies. I don't know what y'all's problem is.
Could you imagine?
You move your camera and you have posters of all the Disney live actions. That'd be so funny.
So I've only seen Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast. Cinderella, I was like, it's fine. Beauty and the Beast, it was basically just the animation, but live action. I would just watch the original. I don't know. Something new. Give me something new. Quit redoing old stuff. That's how I feel.
Yeah, they're in this cycle where they, for some reason, they believe this is what people want. So Eric, you know, like I said, we talked about this in the past. Has anybody in your family expressed interest in seeing Snow White? I can't imagine that they would.
No, not in this household. But you know, when it comes down to the live action remakes, I'm gonna hit like several wait for it bingo things where we say stuff all the time, and bingo.
You're ready to take a shot.
Again. Phil's mentioned this several times. Disney's been getting lapped animation wise by other companies. One of those companies, like DreamWorks, you know, they're doing the How to Train Your Dragon remake, but at least they're putting out original content. Like recently in the past few years, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Take a shot. So it is, you know, it's disappointing because like Disney is held to a different standard to a certain point, and they just never recovered after their approach, you know, during the pandemic. One of the things that came out recently, unrelated, but I think it talks to the bigger point. You know, they recently reported that the Tiana Disney Plus series was shelved, and that's because Disney is abandoning all of their streaming content plans. And I think they thought between streaming and these live action remakes, they could just make bank. And The Lion King did prove that that could be a formula, but it just isn't doable. This movie has an estimated, Snow White has an estimated budget of $240 to $270 million. It has to crack $500,000 to reach that safety net of the box office. Yeah, half a billion.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it's unfortunate. There was all the drama behind this. If you put that to the side, like, I just think people don't want to see these anymore. They want to see the stories that make sense to do it. And we talked about it earlier. Your Treasure Planet, your Atlantis, Meet the Robinsons, like all these movies are right there for the taking, Disney, if you really want to give those movies some love. But it's really unfortunate. They're no longer the king or the queen of animation. They don't have that title anymore. And it really is a shame because not all of these are bad. And I do want to kind of pivot to ask, does anybody here have a live action they liked? Because Beauty and the Beast, I will admit, did not enjoy. But it is a movie we'll put on from time to time just to kind of have in the background. And while the beginning of Aladdin is one of the worst openings, especially one of the worst renditions of a song when it comes to one jump ahead, I enjoy that movie for Will Smith. I just do. I like it. It's such a different take that I really enjoyed it. And that's crazy considering, I mean, that's such an iconic character, Robin Williams, all of that. Are these good movies? Should they be made? No. But you know, Vintage, throwing it to you first, is there a live action movie you've seen or wanted to see that like seemed interesting or that you liked?
I honestly can't answer that question. I don't.
That's fair.
I can't think of anything within the last 15 years or with their recent resurgence of trying to do these things where I've enjoyed it or enjoyed it more than the original. So no, I can't safely answer that.
I know the Jungle Book is one that comes up a lot. That's probably the main one, and that's where I think the Lion King had a lot of grace because it was very similar. Phil, you've kind of stayed away from them, Bridget as well. So I would assume the answer is no for both of you as well.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy Aladdin. I did not enjoy the Jungle Book. I hated the Lion King. Fun fact, Aman Vellani, our Miss Marvel, she gave Aladdin a 1 on Letterboxd. So she didn't like it either. And also our friend over at the Super Bracket Bros, Jay Davis, gave it a half star. So I at least gave it a 2.5. So, but I didn't really enjoy them. I remember I told you I watched the Little Mermaid live action until I heard Aquafina voicing Flounder, and I turned it off.
That's another one, like the live action Little Mermaid, like not the worst thing in the world. Now I saw Avatar right around that time, so looking at it wasn't pleasing compared to that movie, so it wasn't a great experience, but the movie itself, not bad. Unfortunately, these movies are getting a lot more controversies for things like casting and comments made by the actors during the press tour than judging the film itself.
I forgot about Mulan.
But again,
Lady and the Tramp. Forgot about that.
I want to make it clear, I am not defending the live actions. I'm just saying there is some good to find in some of them. As a whole, collectively, and even individually, I don't know that any of them have validated their reason for existing. And I think that speaks to the bigger issue.
Haunted Mansion was okay. That's also
back
a live
in the
action.
day. 101 Dalmatians. They've done
yeah.
some of those
101
in the past.
Dalmatians is pretty good.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, with Glenn Close.
We
Those are pretty good.
forget about them because those were so infrequent, and now we're getting...
That's all we get.
Disney as a whole has a problem. We're all Marvel MCU fatigued, and now they're trying to run, the nostalgia back already again on that. Like, it's just the same circle, and until they decide to get their head out of their asses and actually make some original stuff for once and like unique content, they're not going to learn their lessons because Inside Out 2 just came out, broke $1 billion. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter what we say. At the end of the day, they follow the numbers, and if they get a movie to hit $1 billion, maybe they throw out 5-6 stinkers to try to hit 1. I don't know. Maybe that's their plan. Doesn't seem like a good model for me. But also, I don't know what Disney money looks like, so don't listen to me.
Remember Cruella? That came
Emma
out.
Stone.
Yeah, Cruella, that was a thing.
I heard that was good, but I
Really?
didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy
I heard
it,
Enchanted 2 was a mess. I didn't watch it.
Watch
Oh,
it.
it's
I love
Disenchanted.
Oh,
so
Disenchanted,
much.
sorry. Yeah, and I love
I
Enchanted so
couldn't
much
watch
that I was
that.
not going to watch
Yeah.
Disenchanted after I heard it was bad.
But Enchanted, like, is a unique take. A movie that people like, Phil, was who are the two? They're not chipmunks. Who are the two
Squirrels?
like flying squirrels? Chip and Dale.
Mm-hmm.
Chip and Dale. They had a movie
And a live
that
action
came out.
movie?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Wow.
Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, and people.
Oh, yeah.
People found a lot of fun. Thought it was a lot of fun. It had like Seth Rogen in it. John Mulaney was in it. Tim Robinson. There's literally the only thing I know about this film is that they have a clip of the old Sonic. Like, if you guys remember the Sonic the Hedgehog,
I've
the
seen
original
that.
model.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a clip of that, and that's where that movie's from. The movie was kind of like a parody of it, and so what they use those characters in that way, that could work too. Like, you can use the foundation of Disney, you can use characters of Disney, but I think Bridget said it earlier, like, if you're just gonna remake the same exact story and tinker with stuff nobody asked you to tinker with, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
I take that back. There is one technically a live action animation movie that I like from Disney, and it's Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I love that movie.
Sounds great.
But it's completely different and unique, and I've never seen anything like it since then. So that is one that I have a lot of fondness for.
Eric, we need to add Christopher Robin to the Late to the Party list. Because every time I see clips of Christopher. Or have you seen it?
No, you want to watch that?
It's got a 3.5 on Letterboxd.
Okay.
And I've never sent you the clips of Christopher Robin of Pooh.
I mean, that's the one with Ewan McGregor,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
the
seen
clip.
it. It's actually not bad.
I heard it's really good.
Is that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one that I see clips of that all the time, and I like laugh my ass off. So I think we should watch it.
Okay.
We
I
love
mean, if you say
we
if
love
you
little
say so.
animated bears. Paddington is like the best
Yeah,
movie we've
Paddington's
seen.
the best.
Yeah, that's fine. We
on
can check
Late to
it
the
out.
Party.
We can check it out. Sure.
So cool. Well, yep. Disney again in the toilet. You heard it here first. They're doing horrible. They're certainly not making billions of dollars. But Eric, this is where we go to the didn't make the cut portion of this. Do you want to do the Discord wrap up last and see if our okay. So
Yeah, I think that'll work. This was a lot. There was a lot this month. Again, you mentioned it at the top, I think, Phil. Like
Adrian Brody is still speaking right now at the Academy Awards. He's still going.
He's still doing
holding
his
world
acceptance
record.
speech.
His world record acceptance speech.
I know what I'm doing.
Don't
I know what
cut
I'm
him
doing.
off.
Don't.
I've done this before.
Yeah.
So.
Meanwhile, Kieran Culkin probably left after he got his award. He's like, I'd like to get back to my family.
Garrett Coco left at the pre-show.
Yeah. So he could.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot thrown into the Discord, so I will absolutely hand it off to you guys. Phil, do you want to go first
Sure.
and just knock out the ones you have?
Yeah, we actually could have tied this into the conversation we just had because Coco is getting a sequel for some reason, which I don't believe should be happening. Game Informer is back after only like a 7-month hiatus, but that's great. It will still be in digital format, but I really wish I still had. I really enjoyed, back in the day getting physical copies of Game Informer. Amanda Seyfried seems to have confirmed a Jennifer's Body sequel. It seems like people are kind of trying to figure out how that works, and Megan Fox has said in the past she would love to return. That movie has really gotten like a cult following over the last few years, and it is excellent. And they talked about how like for some reason that movie was like marketed to horny teenage boys, and that's not what that movie is about. So hopefully we get a Jennifer's Body too. Activision, I accidentally closed out that tab. Here it is. Activision under fire over using generative AI for a fake Guitar Hero game on mobile. I thought that was funny. They just came under fire for stuff in Call of Duty Black Ops 6. And these raggedy bitches at Southwest decided to end their free check bag policy after a 54-year decision to do that. I just wanted to point that out. Is that pop culture? I don't know. Southwest, we don't fly with you for the in-flight experience. We want to get our bags for free, so y'all fucked up.
So Phil, bullet point your stories real quick in a recap, and then we'll throw it to Bridget to respond to anyone that you want. This is our segment where we just quickly respond to anything you want to say.
Do it in a sentence.
Sure. Yeah. Sentence or less.
Coco sequel. Yeah. Anybody interested? Coco sequel.
No.
Okay. Game Informer back.
I am excited about that.
I'm like,
It's nostalgic. I always enjoyed getting them from GameStop, and I have a soft spot for magazines and those articles. I don't know if it'll
Print
be
media.
good. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be good, but I'm excited. I think they brought a lot of the original staff back.
Yep.
So that's really cool that they get their jobs back, and it's like bringing the gang back together. And
Rooster
there's,
Teeth back. Game Informer back. It's a good start to the year. Activision using AI, we'll leave that one alone. Southwest Airlines being raggedy bitches and ending their So, yeah, that was mine, Eric.
Yeah, I will add this because this is one of the things that was not in the Discord, but I heard about, Phil. The Ashley Birch, the actor for Aloy in Horizon, Sony had a AI Aloy video kind of floating around in like testing, and with everything going around with the video game strike right now, and especially
She's
some of her
also
comments
in a show about video games called Mythic Quest, which is incredible if you have not seen it.
So
love Ashley
yeah, just
Birch.
the AI conversation is getting crazy, and it moved from movies now to games. Like, it's going to continue to be in the discussion. Bridget, did you have any stories that we didn't get to that you want to quickly rattle off?
oh, G-Kids is going to show The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. Summer Wars and Wolf Children over the next like few months starting the summer, and I'm super stoked. So it's like May, July, and September.
Yeah, we got to set time aside to make that happen.
Yeah.
I very much want to see them on the big screen.
Yes.
Me too.
And we picked April to do The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, so like almost right on time.
Is that the April movie or is it Wolf Children?
I think it's Wolf Children, then Summer Wars, and then The Girl Who Leapt Through Time in
Who Leapt Through
September.
Time, I think, is the July one. Yeah.
Okay.
Or September, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Phil, Vintage, anything to add? I think otherwise. Bridget, was that your only one?
I also had a WWE story.
Throw it out there. Go
I'm like,
for
I
it.
don't know which one to go for. There's so
Well,
many this month. This month
is literally
alone.
No, this is literally didn't make the cut. When it's my turn, I'm gonna be talking for like 3 minutes straight,
Okay.
just to give you guys a bunch of stories, and then you're gonna struggle to pick which ones to talk about. So throw them all out.
Okay.
Throw them out.
Yeah. So turns out Naomi is the one who attacked Jade. We're all shocked.
And we couldn't believe that
Shocker.
happened.
Couldn't.
Oh
I'm
my
honestly, I couldn't
gosh.
believe it wasn't like both of them, but you know, it probably is.
That was the
Probably
craziest thing that we learned. The sudden turn at Elimination Chamber that we
Was
remember.
that March?
Yeah.
Is that still March?
Yeah.
Oh my God. John Cena turned in this
John
month?
Cena, that was my
That was
next
this
one.
month?
That was this month. All of
Yeah.
it was this month.
So
only
much
been
has
a couple
happened.
weeks.
That's not
oh my
true.
gosh.
that's crazy.
And then he like told that one kid to like go fuck himself.
the pan to that kid was cinema. Like, please. Oh my God. It was on March 1st.
Yes.
That is crazy. We've lived so many lifetimes
I
since
know.
John Cena became a bad guy.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was mine.
For those of you that don't understand the significance of John Cena, I'm trying to think of what the equivalent would be. Would it
If
be
Paul
like
Rudd told
It
everyone
would
I'm
be
to
trying
like-
to
fuck
think like
would be-
Luke Skywalker becoming
would
bad?
be-
I don't know. I'm trying to
It
think
would
of
be something that
comparable.
you would never imagine happening. So like Leonardo DiCaprio dating someone over 25. Anyone his age.
Absolutely.
Like that's what we're talking about.
Which would never happen.
And did I say 25? Because I also feel like I might have
that might be
went
too
a little
high.
too old there.
Yeah.
I think
25 might be too much.
I
Yeah.
forgot what the number is, but yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe that was also this month. That's crazy. WrestleMania season right around the corner.
I had to remind Phil today that Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble.
forgot.
How do you forget? That honestly hasn't really been on.
It's a
Because
forgettable.
he's-
It's a forgettable run to Mania. He's gonna win the title because he should, because he's
Yeah,
hot
I
right
mean-
now. But
World
Who's
heavy,
the run itself,
World
Who's gonna
heavy
win a
heat
Nazi?
champion.
is disappointing.
Yeah, world
Not
heavy
great.
heat champion.
I told my husband I would pay $80 to sit floor seats and just like yeet for an hour off and on. And like if they gave me like 2 drinks. Like I would do
Okay.
that.
What show are you going to where you could get floor seats for $80?
I would do
They're
like
giving you drinks?
$80.
That would be like your
back, in the
max.
back. Like you
What
could
type of
touch
bargain?
the other
Yeah.
people. But yeah, I would
They'll
just
put you on
yeet.
the floor outside. maybe.
30 minutes. 30 minutes. I would just yeet. Like I would pay
Okay,
for
well, now
that.
it went down from an hour. Like your negotiating skills.
I mean, it's the best part when everyone's
Here's the
standing
thing,
up
like,
and
I
they're
would
all
like to-
like out of
I'd
rhythm.
do it. That's just because in the moment you're like having a good time. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
happy. I wouldn't be proud of myself for
Yeah.
doing it.
I'm
so.
sure
No,
Did it
that Mania is going to
December.
start off with that
definitely
match more than likely because they're going to have to get the yeeting out of the way.
Yeah.
They're just going to have to
Walking
start
off camera
the
for a
show that
second.
way.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
He's gonna
so
walk, he's gonna
what
go
is-
yeet.
what is
Secretly.
the eating? Can you
Oh,
demonstrate
you
this
just
for me?
Hold on.
You literally go-
Yeah, we got
But we
to.
all
Hold
have
on,
to
hold
do it like we can't all do it at the same time. We have to do it like slightly offbeat.
Do we? Okay. Vintage, you got to put your hands up. You got to get ready to
Okay,
yeet with
okay,
us.
okay.
Okay, ready?
Yeet.
But everyone just they play a song
it.
and they're all
They
like
play the song and everyone's like,
Yeah. And so
no one has any
that,
rhythm.
but for
Yeah.
like 30 minutes straight.
oh yeah, it's
my
great.
God.
It's great.
Yeah. We'll,
Listen,
we'll,
he's
we'll send it to you.
Okay.
he's pushing merch and he's got. I know Stefan would disagree, but he does have aura. It's not good aura, but he's got it.
No, I mean, he's got it. He's got
He
it.
does.
Bridget, any other wrestling or non-wrestling stories? Anything else?
That's all I prepared.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Vintage.
Oh no,
Do you have any stories that did make the cut?
I'm good. I was going to talk about the Game Informer one, but no, that's it.
Okay. I will jump into the Discord roundup. So this is where we talk about what has been posted in our Discord. I also added a story or two at the end that I came across. And you are not required to respond to each of these, but if there's one that catches your mind, just plug that in your brain and I'll do a quick bullet point recap. So, the Discord roundup. In our Discord, people were talking about the Paddington Bear statue that was damaged and stolen in the UK. 2 men have now been arrested for the crime, and I hope they get life. Alan Richin says, you wouldn't even have to pay me to play Batman in the DCU. We've talked about Reacher. Arguably, we talked about Reacher too much on a past episode of What Did I Miss? But we are excited to possibly see that. The Electric State debuted with 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. It was the Russo brothers' lowest rated film ever. These are the directors of the Avengers movies, the more recent ones, and the upcoming. The budget was like over $300 million, making it one of the most expensive movies ever, and you can imagine the results of that. The story that came out about Ghost Adventures' Aaron Goodwin is kind of crazy. If you want to check out the TMZ story, cop says his wife tried hiring a hitman to have him killed. Kind of a crazy story. I recommend checking it out. There's a new look at Monarch: Legacy of Monsters Season 2. Filming has now wrapped. Phil is very excited. I am not. Ghost of Tsushima Shrine in Japan has been restored by fans, but now banned tourists after an undisclosed, unforgivable act. I don't know what pair of Americans or group of Americans ruined it for everybody, but I know you live here. Harry Potter continues to make more casting news. The most recent one was Nick Frost playing Hagrid. There have been a couple of announcements, Dumbledore, McGonagall, Snape, which has been really interesting. And again, a lot of talk whether we should have this at all. Are the castings right? I'll leave that for further discussion. If you missed it, Marvel Studios started a live stream with chairs. Nobody probably missed it, but to announce the cast of the Avengers Doomsday movie, they just pan to a new chair every 15 minutes, and we're pretty sure that's not all of them. But some of the biggest news, if you don't want to hear the spoilers, skip ahead maybe like 30 seconds. There are some very notable X-Men that have been announced. As well with that, the live-action Legend of Zelda movie is going to be releasing on March 26, 2027 in theaters. Not much is known, but that's a huge, huge property. Solo Leveling Season 2, Episode 8 reached 100,000 likes, surpassing the records set by Episode 6. I bring this up because Solo Leveling this year alone is causing a lot of ruckus, and it's very popular. It crashed Crunchyroll servers. Anime piracy websites are going down for people to watch this. This was the most watched anime in 2024. It looks like that's going to continue, and this is one of the hottest things out now. And finally, my last story. Phil, I was wearing my Assassination Classroom shirt today. So funny enough to hear that the anime is going to rebroadcast, but it's going to rebroadcast with a new opening and ending theme song. This kind of hurts me a little bit because I love the opening songs for this show, and they had like a temporary band at the time that made these when the anime originally came out. So I'm a little disappointed to see that maybe people that are introduced to it for the first time are not going to get those iconic opening and ending songs. So with that being said, Paddington Bear, Alan Richin, Alan Richin's playing Batman. The Electric State, guy's wife tried to kill him. We have Monarch: Legacy of Monster, Harry Potter casting, Marvel Studio chairs, Legend of Zelda movie, Solo Leveling, and Assassination Classroom. So a lot there. Phil, I'll just kick it off to you if you want to respond to anything.
Yeah, Paddington Bear statue stolen, men are arrested, electric chair. Alan Richardson is Batman. Give it to me. I've been casting that guy. He is great, and I'll probably watch Reacher because he's just so good. Electric State, you put two of the most unlikable people, for as far as fan output goes, with Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown together. what do you expect to happen? The Ghost Adventure story is one I posted. Absolutely crazy. Aaron is like the only good person on Ghost Adventures 2. So the fact that this happened to him is nuts. Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 2, cannot wait. Interested to see that now that Anna Sawai is a huge star, if they'll see like an uptick in watchers. Actually, the Ghost of Tsushima Shrine, Korean tourists, not Americans. That was my first my first guess as well. It couldn't have been, Logan Paul. He's not allowed in Japan. Nick Frost and Harry Potter. Sure. I don't know if I'm going to watch that show, but okay. I watched pretty much all of that live stream on and off. And yeah, and sometimes it wasn't even 15 minutes. It was longer. So there was no cohesion as far as time. The Zelda movie, again, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Scarlett Johansson, get ready. Solo Leveling Season 2, outstanding. Assassination Classroom, go buy the DVDs and the Blu-rays, if that's what they're going to do.
All right. Vintage, any of those stories, or none of them, any comments that you want to make?
Yeah, I feel really conflicted about the Harry Potter revival. I don't know. It's not something I want to see. I don't necessarily think I probably will watch it out of curiosity, but it's, I have a lot of conflicting feelings about it for many reasons. So I don't know. I'm not alone in thinking that. So yeah, that's really my only big comment there. But yeah, it's been a busy month. That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, Discord roundup's always tough. Bridget, anything you want to pick out or make a comment on?
Paddington, guys, I say bring back stoning, public execution.
They should take the stones that were damaged from the bear and throw it at the men.
Yes.
Agree.
To death.
I agree.
Can I just say about the Harry Potter thing? Because I think it's very clear that this is also happening because J.K. Rowling hates the original cast, especially the big three, because they're very outspoken against her, and they're good people, and they're all very successful without her. And I think that has a lot to do with why we are getting this.
Yeah. It's interesting. The casting is kind of been all over the place as far as people's reactions. I think it's a property that at some point made sense to do it. I think it's a little too soon, personally. But the complaint that I hear all the time from people is that they skipped this from the book. They didn't take this. They did this differently. And I mean, if you're going to be faithful and you're going to really adapt it, there's a little bit more chance to explore stuff that hasn't been explored before. And the world of Harry Potter is still an extremely interesting and valuable piece to the pop culture puzzle. I mean, Phil, we played the heck out of Hogwarts Legacy when it came out, so that still had enough to offer from a gaming standpoint, a TV show. I definitely think it could as well. But that is the Discord roundup, guys. And now is the time, and this is also for our audio listeners, where we transition to a game.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I want to point out one more thing, because I did purchase a couple things this month. I've been reading the new Hunger Games book, so Sunrise on the Reap. I've been listening to it, and I've been reading it as well, and it is very good. The movie is already in pre-production, so we'll see how they go as far as casting goes. It's about Haymitch's game, so if you guys aren't familiar with that, it's the 50th Hunger Games, and it is very good so far. And this might be a cliche purchase, Eric, but it went on sale for $7 on Amazon, and I bought it. It's a copy of The Killing Joke, and I just thought it was a cool thing to have in my collection.
Nice.
So yeah, $7 and come on, I'm gonna not get it. So yeah, but
Yeah.
For those of you listening, like we said, this is
Vintage, what did you want to add?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I really like The Killing Joke, and it's pretty popular. That's a pretty good price. So
Yeah, we saw it in theaters. We saw it in theaters a few years ago, Eric, like 2018, 2019. So
Yeah.
And it was
Good time.
yeah, very very cool experience. So when I saw that it went on sale, shout out to IGN Deals, because I have notifications on for them on Twitter. So yeah. But for our audio only listeners, this is a good point, if you'd like, to head on over to YouTube to watch the visual portion of the episode, because these games do have a visual aspect to them. I will read out the answers, but there is sometimes, and I edited, this is one part I do edit, because sometimes there can be some silence, but For our players, our guests, as well as Eric, you'll need to pull up your mobile phone, and we will be doing some Kahoot. Eric did kind of rough. Well, honestly, all of our guests, other than Kate, kind of struggled with Kahoot. She killed it last month, so let's see how this month goes. We're going to do 2. This one is, here is the QR code if you want to just do that, and the pin. Has anyone... Oh, Vintage disappeared.
Sorry, my light went out.
Oh, no,
like,
you're good.
What happened?
Bridget or Vintage, have you played Kahoot before? At, like, school or at an office situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I went to schools, we didn't have computers, and I've never worked an office job in my life.
I used to walk to school.
You're really not setting yourself up well.
So, to give anybody that's never listened before, as well as our guest, if you don't know how Kahoot works, so the question will be on my screen. So you'll need to look up here for the question, and then the prompts will be on your phone. There's a couple of different ones. There is true or false. There's multiple choice. There is a slider where you have to move this a little slider across a bunch of numbers, and you'll see what the question is. There is one where you pin your answer on the screen as well. And and then there's one you have to put things in chronological order. That one has been a lot of fun because no one gets it right. So we'll see how it goes. You can change your avatar, so let me know when everyone's good with their avatar.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a couple minutes.
Yeah, Eric, this is his favorite part of any game we play. It's not as many as Factile or Jeopardy, which is why I think he doesn't like this as much. There aren't as many characters to choose from.
No,
so
it's not.
This is a millennial Kahoot. So we'll see how this one goes. And then the other one, well, you guys will see. I won't tell you what it is, even though you probably know already. But is everybody, what is this, Elvis brain? Oh, okay.
Look at this eagle.
Is everybody, okay, Bridget went with rabbit instead of cat. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, look at this eagle. Look at this eagle.
It's Sam
Yes, George
Eagle.
Sam
Washington. This is like if AI was asked. Okay, well.
Maybe.
A bird with a pacifier
I like
is the most
this
wild
one.
thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna
All
go
right,
with that feels right.
It's 15 questions, so we'll see how this goes. We locked the game. Everybody ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Eric is so excited. All right, let's go. Let's start Kahoot by the Wait For It podcast. I do not want this to be full screen. There we go. Millennial Kahoot. Here we go. First question. Finish this iconic line from the 2004 Mean Girls. On Wednesdays, we wear what? On Wednesdays, we wear what? For those of you listening, Mean Girls, 2004. Hope nobody gets this wrong. Okay. Great. Good litmus test to see how this was. See how that was gonna go. Eric just puts in any other color.
That was a guess. It's like they're girls.
Correct. On Wednesdays, we wear pink. All right. Scoreboard. You also get more points the quicker you answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know it, but I guess that.
I said I put ponk by accident.
I wish
And
that
it
had
gave
come
it to
up
you.
on here. So, all right, next question. We have a quiz, so multiple choice. What's the name of this dinosaur that the Rugrats are obsessed with? Godzilla, Reptar, Sharptooth, or Rexy? All right. Well done. Everybody got that right. That is Reptar.
You see, Phil, these are nice beginning questions, unlike the last one where you threw me off with Jonathan.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that. Yeah. I should put that question in every single month.
And I'll pick Jonathan every time.
All right, Eric's still on the board, but we have a close game here. Eric is in first, followed by Bridget, and then Vintage, but everybody is within about 70 points of each other. I'm trying to be more... Oh, let's do puzzle. Put these Pirates of the Caribbean movies in the order of their release. Put them in release order. So for, again, audio-only listeners, we have the first 4 Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Our participants need to put them in the order in which they were released.
I definitely got this wrong.
All right. Okay, everybody got it right.
I'm so thrilled.
Dang.
The answer is The Curse of the Black Pearl first, followed by Dead Man's Chest, At World's End, and On Stranger Tides. I don't know if it's a hot take because I know that people love the first one. I think Dead Man's Chest is the best one. The best Pirates movie, period. I know it ends on a huge cliffhanger, but it's my favorite. So
I really like the action sequence when they're on the wheels and they're like fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the second one? Okay.
Yeah, is that the? I know. Yeah, that is.
I
the
think
second
it might have been the third. Was it?
Was it the third?
I don't know.
And the wheels
maybe.
or the wait? Which one? The wheels.
I think it's. Oh gosh, it's been forever since I've seen them. I thought that was the second.
I was
movie,
thinking of
maybe?
when they're prisoners in the ball, but they're not fighting there. That's the second one though.
Okay. I
but
think I got that mixed
Dead
up.
Man's Chest is also the first one I saw in theaters. So I saw Black Pearl like at home with a friend.
I remember us sticking around, not knowing really what after credits were. Still,
No,
and, like,
not at all.
Completely getting.
And then when you
getting thrown off.
rewatch the Dead Man's Chest, you clearly see Barbossa's legs just sticking out because the monkey, because Jack the monkey goes to go see him. So
That was a big deal.
yeah, at World's End, really good. And then on Stranger Tides, you were like, oh shit! That was like one of the first movies we realized, Eric, that we're like, oh no, sequels can be bad.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Studio interference? What?
All right, true or false is? Oh, sorry, scoreboard. Scoreboard. Eric's still in the lead, but again, very close. Oh, but we have some. Yeah, so Eric's still up top.
I feel like we should all have streaks.
True or
but that's
false?
fine.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air never won a Primetime Emmy Award. True or false? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. True. Yep, that is true. They never won. The only things they were even ever nominated for were things like behind-the-scenes stuff, which I thought was crazy.
Yeah.
So, all right, scoreboard again. Everyone's doing very well. Look at these points. Look at these points totals. All right, next one. How much money? We have a slider, just so you'll slide your number here across the board. How much money did Robert Downey Jr. make while playing Iron Man? It is somewhere between $400 and $500 million. How much did RDJ bank by playing Tony Stark? A lot is also a good answer.
No.
All right, let's see. Well, you guys went high.
Oh, bummer.
You guys all went high.
Oops. Uh-oh.
It is $435 million. Still a good amount, but nobody within range to get any points here. So
I hate the slider.
the slider's tough. The slider's one of the tougher ones.
It's fun though.
Yeah. All right, no movement on the scoreboard. Everybody got that wrong, audience. So, next one here. We have a type your answer. Hayley Williams recently stated that this album was actually Paramore's worst. Which one did she recently say was her worst? Was there
Respectfully, this should have been a multiple choice one.
Yeah, I'm like, I have.
Respectfully.
I just did a multiple choice. Oh, no. Yeah, I probably could have fit one in. Now that I'm looking at the layout. Hayley Williams made some news recently on social media. She said this album was Paramore's worst. Did somebody answer? Oh, I thought somebody answered Riot. I was like, oh, shit.
Did someone just not answer, or did we get two butts?
I said butts.
My thing timed out.
Oh,
I think
okay.
I got out.
Yeah, Riot, which was recently named like one of the most influential rock albums of all time, and that's when Hayley had commented on it that it was actually their worst album, but it was essential in getting them obviously on the map. So, all right, no movement there again. Feedback received.
Broke my streak for no reason, dude.
No, you got the last one wrong.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's tough.
Next question. Pin the answer. Which one of these districts is Katniss Everdeen from? Which district is Katniss from? And we have a map on the screen for those of y'all that are listening. Where is Katniss from the Hunger Games? Where does she come from?
It's been a long time. I don't know if it's right.
What'd you say, Eric?
I said this one's cool. You didn't. This is a new one.
No, I did this one last.
I feel like it's.
Yeah.
The map one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Not a map. But
I guess it
you
just didn't
pinned.
look like a map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Who
District
did
12.
12?
Isn't it? Damn it.
Me.
All right.
Why did I
Good
think
for
of
you.
mine?
I got it right.
District 12.
District 9's that movie about
Coal miners.
South Africa.
Oh, District 9. That's so crazy because we just talked about District 9
talked about District
last
9.
week in an episode, and we hadn't thought of that movie in years, and now it's come up twice in a week.
Twice, yeah.
Have you seen Chappie?
I have not.
Oh, that's the one with Hugh Jackman, right?
Yeah.
Why is Hugh
I never
Jackman in
saw
so
it.
many robot movies?
I don't know. He was in a robot phase.
Oh yeah,
dude.
the Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Yeah, great film. Excellent film.
Some would say.
All right. We'll have some movement here.
Yeah,
Bridget
baby.
in the lead.
I'm coming
That's
for
a
the
bummer.
top.
Bridget in the lead. Still very close, though. Eric with 37.47 and Vintage with 36.48. Next question. A puzzle. Place these Disney World theme parks, Disney World in Orlando, in order of their opening date. So which one opened first at the top and which one is the most recent at the bottom? So, of course, listener, the options are Hollywood Studios, Epcot, Magic Kingdom, or Animal Kingdom. And we are putting them in order of what was opened first and what was opened most recently. My favorite place on Earth, Disney World. Waiting on one more. Okay, all right. One of you got it
That's
right.
tough.
Bummer.
hope it
Magic
was me.
Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and then Animal Kingdom is the correct answer. Who got that right?
I think it was.
I think. Oh, is that you?
I guess we'll
No,
find
I
out.
Yeah,
got
in
I
a
said
second.
incorrect.
Yeah,
Damn.
I'll tell you on your
Oh,
phone.
I switched Animal Kingdom and Hollywood
Yeah,
Studios.
Animal
Yeah,
Kingdom.
Animal
that's
Kingdom
what
I
came out
remember being a
last.
kid when Hollywood or when Animal Kingdom opened. Like it was a big deal.
Yeah.
You know? So it's also got the best ride, the Rapids ride. You know, there's no
The
line.
Rapids. Oh, yeah.
My favorite ride. They're eventually going to shut that down and turn it into like I don't know what's a
Something
bad Disney movie that's going to
themed.
get a land.
Yeah.
it's going to get a land. So all right, let's check the scoreboard. Uh-oh.
Dang,
Bridget
Bridget.
up to 5,200, 5,250.
And I wasn't alive when Disney opened. That's not fair.
Bridget was there.
Walt Disney and I went to high school together.
Crazy.
All right, we have a true or false next. Monsters, Inc. won the first Oscar for Best Animated Picture in 2002. So this award did not exist until 2002. Was Monsters, Inc. the first winner? True or false? False. That's correct. It was Shrek. Shrek won the first Best Animated Picture Oscar in 2002.
It's wild to think about, but Shrek was so popular when it came out.
Yeah. Yeah. I also think Monsters, Inc. a little overrated. I don't...
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Everybody got that right, but Bridget's still in the lead. Next up, we have another slider. Nope, just kidding. I was looking at the wrong slide. What movie is this? What movie is this? For our audio-only audience, there is a picture slowly revealing itself on the screen. What movie is showing? Eric was locked in, so I think he might have gotten this.
I got it.
Please don't, I literally the whole time I was like, please don't be Rudy. Please don't be
Three
Rudy. Please don't be
answers.
Rudy.
Football and Remember the Titans. Two of you got Remember the Titans. Who put football? Was it
Me?
Bridget?
Bridget.
Okay, thank God.
At least put like Friday Night Lights. I got that answer recently. As Friday. Like that's
yeah.
also, but
I
football
don't
is
ever
crazy.
watch any football stuff.
That's okay. Remember the Titans, great movie. Eric, have you ever seen that clip? It's another podcast. They were talking about Remember the Titans. It were these British guys, and they were like talking about how at the same time in the same school district, there were other schools that also had black players. So, like, you know, obviously in this, it make it seem like they're the only school. And the guy was like, oh, you hate to hear that. Not that other schools had black players. I gotta find the clip. It's so funny.
funny.
Remember the Titans, the classic. Great movie. Let's check the scoreboard, okay?
Still
Eric and
lead.
Vintage closing the gap there. Now we have a slider. How many Grammy Awards has Beyonce won? So how many Grammys has she won? I have the numbers set between 25 and 40.
My
Because how many Grammys has Beyonce won? I wish I had changed this to the picture where she's holding like 9. Which is crazy. All right.
You should have done the shocked Beyonce
Yeah,
picture.
the one where she's like, oh shit. All right, you guys went pretty low there. The answer is 35.
Wow.
She's got 35. Let's see if 31's close enough for some points. Nope. It's not. So nobody got any points on that one. That's okay.
Slider sucks.
You're just not good at it. Get better. Get
So
good.
far, the only person Kate was so good at it.
It was
I don't
crazy.
think that should count.
It was crazy
She was
how
like
good she was at slider.
pinpoint.
Yeah, she got one
Yeah, so
almost. She got one exactly
think-
right one time.
Now you've had like 6 other examples of this not going well, and I think Kate's is an anomaly.
I'm going to keep doing it. All right, next question. We have a multiple choice. Looking at the scoreboard, nobody got that right, so no movement. Let's do multiple choice next here. Which of these cities is not visited in either The Last of Us Part 1 or 2? Boston, Pittsburgh, Denver, or Seattle? So which one of these cities did they not go to in The Last of Us Part 1 or Part 2? Boston, Pittsburgh, Denver, Seattle. All right. 2 people picked Seattle. Denver, I assume, was Eric.
Yep. Seattle was second game, right?
Yep. Seattle they go to in the second
Seattle
game.
specifically, Seattle was the first thing that came to my
Yeah.
mind. I was sure, and then I was like, Boston makes sense. Pittsburgh, I wasn't sure about, but I was like, Denver doesn't sound right.
Yeah. I think about Boston first and then probably Seattle. They're very briefly in Pittsburgh, but yeah, Denver.
Yeah.
No Denver. I'm sure they maybe passed through it, but not in the game itself. So, all right, Eric. Well, hold on. Let's go to the scoreboard first. Oh shit! Eric is in the lead.
I clicked Denver so fast.
Yeah, you get a lot of points for the quicker. So, this question was in last month's Kahoot, and I have decided it's going to come back every single month until I run out of characters. Pin your answer. Which of these Fast and the Furious characters is named Ramsey?
It could be anybody.
Well, you know who Cypher is, hopefully.
I forgot. No. I never
Which
thought
of
I'd
these
need
Fast
that
and the
knowledge
Furious
again.
characters is named Ramsey?
Who the fuck looks like a Ramsey? I'm gonna go this guy. He's
Oh
a
my
guy?
gosh.
'Cause last time- Cypher.
I'm like, I've seen all of these
yeah.
movies.
Because Cypher, I thought was a guy, and then
Oh
was
no.
one of the biggest actresses on there.
Gotta
I'm
keep-
just guessing. I have no idea.
Oh, I got it wrong.
Yeah, no,
No.
bummer.
Nope. No one got it right. Ramsey is
Who's that?
here.
Oh, the hacker.
Yep, she's
I
the
don't know
hacker.
these names,
That's
dude.
Ramsey. Yeah.
Next,
One
you're
of
gonna
you
tell me
picked
the
Owen
Rocks.
Shaw. That's Owen Shaw. I don't
Yeah.
know who the fuck this is.
That's why I went for him. It was that
And
guy or the guy in the bottom right corner.
This
I don't
guy
know who
is
fuck
from
that
the
either.
original Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Hey, you shouldn't have told me it's coming back.
oh, you're gonna look him up? You can't look
I'm gonna
him.
study it.
Yeah, you're gonna.
I'm gonna watch all of them.
Yes, late to the party.
Are you gonna watch all of them?
No, it was a joke. We have to watch all the Mission Impossibles at some point.
Yeah.
So no, that's not gonna happen.
All right, next one. Let's look at the scoreboard here. No movement, and it's gonna come down to these last 2 questions. And Vintage, you are at 54, but again, if you answer quickly, there is room to catch up. So you're also gonna need some help from Eric and Bridget to get some wrong. Next question. Type your answer. What cartoon is this? We'll have a picture that slowly reveals itself. What cartoon is this?
Why can't I think of the name of this thing?
I typed it wrong. Is that
Oh,
gonna-
no.
Oh, I had a typo.
Uh-oh.
Is that gonna give me
No,
a?
because I have to type in what the answer is and what other acceptable answers are. So if it's wrong,
Mine's definitely wrong.
all right.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I couldn't
Wild
remember the
Thornberry,
name
what
of it.
didn't pass?
What did you put?
I put Wild Thornberry.
Yeah, you have to be
I
an
had to
S. It's not the Thornberry.
That's close enough.
It's not.
Y'all got it wrong.
Yeah.
I put 4 different options for this. And all you had to do was put the S.
Was Nigel an acceptable?
All right. Well, no movement
Aw,
there.
man.
Everybody got it wrong.
That's fine.
Last
best case
question.
scenario.
Can't spell.
If it's a slider, I'm gonna.
Last
fucking
question's a
lose it.
slider. No. Last question, true or false? In 2022, IGN named Luffy the greatest anime character of all time. True or false? True or false? That is true. All right, let's check the podium. 3rd place, we have Vintage as a witchy raccoon. 2nd place, Bridget, rabbit with an eye patch. And Eric,
Yeah.
Oh, that was close.
taken first.
Redemption.
71. Yeah, it was close. It was close across the board. Last month was not close. Kate ran that shit from like
Nope.
beginning to end.
Nope, but now I
So-
gotta run this character back.
Yeah.
Benedict Eagle.
we're gonna do another one, and you guys are gonna be my. Oops, I closed out Kahoot.
Yeah, back at the homepage.
You guys are gonna be my test dummies because I didn't get to do this today at the Nakamacon.
Oh yeah.
So that should give you an idea of the theme.
I didn't get to do this at Nakamacon today, unfortunately, so we'll see how this goes. We hopefully want to host a game night there in the future.
And maybe we'll do this at the next trading card show.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I forgot to turn off the music. There we go. All right, share screen. Here we go. And this one is Pokehoot. Get it?
Oh gosh.
Pokehoot.
I'm gonna lose this.
Hello?
Did you show them how many Pokemon cards you bought too this month?
Huh? All right. We have Benedict Eagle joining. No, those weren't all cards I bought this month. This has been accumulated over time.
Ew.
That
oh,
bin.
sorry. No, I just got like a really weird character, and I'm like, ew.
A llama with a hat.
Yeah. Gross. All right.
God, the art in this is so good.
Oh yeah.
All right. Benedict Eagle, Bridget, and Vintage. Did everybody lock into their characters? Do you have everybody good? I know Eric is.
Are you
Yeah.
sure?
Ready to go.
I feel like
Yeah.
you're not that sure about your character.
All right. Kahoot at home. Pokehoot. Huh?
Oh my gosh.
Hello?
Give me a thumbs up.
All right. What's the first Pokemon Ash ever caught? Multiple choice. Pikachu, Caterpie, Pidgey, or Charmander? What's the first Pokemon Ash ever caught?
I'm gonna get every single one of these wrong.
Who picked Caterpie?
Let's
That
go.
is the
Damn,
correct
I said
answer.
Pidgey.
Benedict Eagle.
Yeah, he tried to catch a Pidgey. It's not the.
That's
It's not the
right.
first one.
Yeah, he
And
tried to catch.
Pikachu is such a I don't know the answer.
Yeah, I don't know the answer.
Respectable. No, it's respectable.
All right.
No, there's a Pikachu.
That's a trap answer. It's okay.
Let's see here. All right, Benedict Eagle out in front. Type your answer. Which Pokemon is featured on Pokemon Silver? Pokemon Silver. Which?
Okay, hold on. I don't know how to spell it. I spelt it wrong. I spelt it wrong because I'm freaking out. I almost put. I'll tell you in a minute. I'll tell you in a minute what I just.
10
almost said.
seconds. I'm realizing. I'll tell you in a second. I also tell you.
Yeah,
that
I
in a
spelt
second.
it wrong. No, for sure I spelt it wrong. I put the I in the wrong place. Bummer.
Luigi.
Yeah.
Silver
I
Bond.
almost put. I freaked out because I almost put Luigi.
Lugia is the answer.
I feel like there should be more flexibility for misspelled answers, but that's okay.
No, not for if it's spelt incorrectly. No, not.
I was close.
No.
I had all the letters.
No points there for anybody. I'm realizing this next question was on last month's Kahoot, so Eric might get this right.
Slider?
Puzzle. Place these Pokemon video games in release date order. So the one that
fucking way I'm
released the
gonna remember
most,
this.
the one that released first, and the one that is the most recent. The options are Pokemon Ruby Sapphire, Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Black and White, and Hey You Pikachu. So our contestants are putting them in release date order. Or attempting to. God, sure he is snoring. She is sleep. All right, waiting on one answer.
Am I gonna get like the record for having 0 points every
Two
time?
of you got it right. Two people got it
Oh my
right.
gosh, I got it right.
You got it right. I got it wrong.
Hey You Pikachu, Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, and Pokemon Black and White. Good job.
I had the top two
All I
mixed up.
All I remembered was Hey You Pikachu was at the top
Yeah.
last time. The rest of it was a total guess.
People were getting that confused with the other Pikachu game that came out
The
recently.
Nintendo
Yeah.
Switch one.
Let's Go Pikachu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Eevee.
Hey You Pikachu is the weird one with the microphone. You get to talk to him.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah. All right, let's see what those scores look like. Okay, Bridget on the board. Eric's got an even 1800, which is crazy. I've never seen that before. It'll be
Good for you.
It'll be really funny if it
The
was.
year Benedict Eagle was born.
All right, next question. Slider.
Oh God.
How many
done.
Pokemon are there
Like today?
today? Between 900 and 1200 is the slider. How many we got? How many
I'm just
Pokemon?
gonna close my eyes. And that's it. All right.
How many Pokemon are there is the question. We have a slider. 900 to 1200. Waiting on one answer. 5 seconds.
No
There we
pressure.
go. All right.
Mm-mm.
I know the answer.
Oh.
And somebody was very
Damn it.
close. Someone was very close. Who put 1028?
That's
There
me.
you
I
go.
was just guessing.
Yay, you're on the board.
1025. Yeah.
All right, well, I don't like this thing edging me. That's not going to make me like the slider more.
Oh boy. All right, Vintage is on the board. We got movement.
Yeah.
Eric's still in
Wow.
the lead, but Vintage second, Bridget third.
I feel like I got to keep this score.
Yeah, you can't answer anymore. Who's that Pokemon? Next question.
Oh, great. I'm going to have to spell it.
Oh shit! You know what? I don't know if anyone's gonna know this because I didn't know this. When I made the thing, I just googled a Pokemon. What?
I have no
who's
idea.
that Pokemon? I have to look this up. I think I know. God. Oh, that's right. It tells me. Rest in peace, Steve Irwin is crazy. For those of you who don't know, I can't see it. It's a Mantine, which is the one that looks like a stingray.
And I put
R.I.P. Steve Irwin.
Yeah. Every time I see one, I just get fucking angry. Dude,
Yeah,
get
I picked
so
a
mad.
number between 1 and 1025, and I think this is like Pokemon 220 something. So
Yeah.
that's how I got this one.
When I
Again,
was
I
at
made this
Stingray
for a different
Con-
audience, so
When I was at Stingray Con, I just wanted to burn this
this
motherfucker.
motherfucker down. All right, no movement.
Yeah, no, this is going to be the final score here.
Next question. Which one of these gym leaders is Whitney? We have a pin your
Oh,
answer.
okay.
Who is Whitney? What if I put the fucking Fast and the Furious question in here?
Like every single one.
I have no idea.
Who is Whitney? Who looks like a Whitney?
I feel like
That's
it's
what
a
I'm
trick question. It's
thinking.
gonna be like the old man.
Yeah,
He goes by like his
because
last
that's what
name.
it always is.
Drop your
hate
pins. Drop your pins.
Okay.
Which gym leader is Whitney?
Like, conceptually, fun idea. But I hate
Oh.
these.
I waited too long. Damn.
All right. Nobody got it right.
Oh.
That.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whitney is right here.
Oh.
She's the one
No,
with
I
the
think
milk
the
tank.
wrong redhead.
She's the one that with the milk tank in gold and silver who kicks your ass because she keeps giving her milk tank milk and healing it. She was a difficult badge to earn early on in the game. All right, no movement again. We have a quiz. What is the main antagonist team in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire? Is it Team Rocket, Team Galactic, Team Magma, and Team Aqua, or Team Plasma? So who are the bad guy team in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire? Ruby and Sapphire is one of the ones. All right, two people put Magma and Aqua, and you're correct.
Yeah. I just remembered those names, and I was like, that gotta be
it
it.
also kind of matches the aesthetic of Ruby and Sapphire.
It's Sapphire, yeah.
All right, Bridget.
Ah, bummer.
Bridget up there. Oh, Eric no longer
Creeping
has a
up on
score of 1800.
pure
You
luck.
ruined it. You ruined it. All right, next question. True or false? Ditto can breed with any Pokemon that has an egg group, except for legendary Pokemon.
What is this?
Ditto?
No, I mean like they're breeding with eggs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the breeding thing in Pokemon is big because you try to get shinies. Yeah. So can
Kids watch
Ditto
this?
Just guess.
can Ditto breed with any Pokemon that has an egg group except for legendary Pokemon? True or false? Did somebody not answer?
Oh, me.
Oh, it is true. Ditto be fucking.
Well, I would have done
Ditto got that thing.
After I said it, I didn't feel good about it.
I love like
Ditto
kids
be
watch
slaying
this.
it.
I
This is
am
like
I
a
am
thing.
so sorry. Yeah, well, it doesn't happen like in the shows, but you drop your Pokemon off at at someone who takes care of them, and if you drop a male and a female Pokemon off, there is a chance they will create an egg. So,
By holding hands.
yeah. So
Ditto be fertile.
Ditto be getting it, boy. All right, Vintage has moved into second place. Benedict Eagle, first place. Give you guys a score update: 3,644 for Benedict Eagle, Vintage 1,637, and Bridget 1,373. Next question. Put these in order. We have a puzzle. Arrange these evolutions in the order in which they were introduced. Bridget is like, what the fuck's happening here? We have Umbreon, Jolteon, Glaceon, and Sylveon. So in the order in which they were introduced to everybody, put them in order. Oh man, there's another. No one's gonna get that one either. I'm looking at. Let's see. All right, no one got that one right. That's okay.
Yeah.
Aw,
Forget about that.
that's close.
Yep.
I mixed up Umbreon and Glaceon. I don't even know what the fuck
close at all.
Glaceon is.
Glaceon is the ice one, as you can probably guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I guess that.
Yeah, that is
I
this
guess
one.
that.
Right here.
Never seen it in my life. Yeah,
It's
no,
newer.
That's fine.
Yeah, like Leafeon and Sylveon. Those are newer.
Well, is it newer though? Because it came. Oh yeah, well it came after Umbreon. Yeah. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, because there was
Yeah, I
the
should've
first
known.
three, these three, and then Umbreon and Espeon.
Which one's the last one?
Leafeon.
No,
Sylveon. That's Sylveon. This one's Sylveon, the pink
yeah,
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. All right, next question. I don't think we had. Yep, no movement on the scoreboard. Next one, Eric. Slider. What was the worldwide gross revenue of Pokemon the first movie? Somewhere between 100 and 200 million dollars. How much did Pokemon the first movie make in the worldwide box office?
Before I looked at the slider, I was like, $100 and $200?
Didn't do very well.
Popular.
It did not do good. Yeah, somewhere between 100 and 200 million dollars. I remember dragging my dad out to this movie. I was like, hey, we gotta go see Pokemon. $164 million. I don't think anybody is going to be
Dang.
in range. No, two of you just missed it. Two of you who put 150
Crazy.
exactly.
That was me.
Who put 178.
I did 178.
Okay. Yeah, close. All right, no movement on the scoreboard. Next question, type out your answer. Who's that Pokemon character?
Oh, Lord. I'm not gonna get it.
This is a character from the anime. This has been a fascinating project. Fascinating.
Damn, I missed the opportunity to type in Corey.
Max and Sassy. Todd. He is Todd.
Oh, it didn't even put mine in there.
Did you? What was it?
My guess. I said, who the fuck is that?
Who the fuck is that guy?
That's
Oh,
crazy.
maybe I wonder if this is because it's a family. Like it's like
Maybe.
family thing.
Because I literally was like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah,
That's how I had to say it.
interesting. Max and Sassy.
Yeah, I should have just put
Just
Corey.
Todd. His name is Todd Snap. He's the main character from Pokemon Snap, and they put him in the anime.
They have a
Great.
character
Yeah.
named Todd.
Todd.
That's
Double
awesome.
D. Give any Pokemon lore, Eric. You're welcome. Next question. Quiz. Multiple choice. What does the move Splash usually do? Does it lower the opponent's speed? Does it raise the user's accuracy? Does it inflict damage? Or does it do nothing? the move Splash in the Pokemon games?
This quiz has revealed I don't know much about Pokemon.
2 of you got it right. Nothing. Who put nothing?
Me.
There you go.
Yeah, the Magikarp gave it away.
Does nothing. Ain't do
I was
shit.
thinking it wasn't like get wet or like. So it's got to be nothing.
Get wet in a Pokemon game would be interesting. Right up there with the Ditto. That'd be slanging.
That
Ditto
would
be
come in.
slanging that thing.
That Ditto would definitely be appearing.
Ditto
a lot.
does
Yeah.
Splash. All right, movement on the board. Bridget back into second. Eric running away with it. With his fucking eagle. With his fucking eyes, dude. Piss me off. I'm gonna have to look at that forever now. Until Eric loses.
Yeah.
Next question. Pin it. Pin your answer.
God.
Which one of these legendary Pokemon is Cosmoem?
You made that up.
I didn't.
No.
I did
Phil,
have to Google it.
Respectfully, why are there so many fucking
I know.
Because these are legendaries.
Why are there?
These are all legendaries.
What does that matter?
They're all legendary Pokemon.
I've never seen any of
That's
these.
not true.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Other than the first half of the first row, I've never seen any of these.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Which one of these looks like a Cosmoem? Cosmoem.
That's not a word,
Cosmoem.
and you know it.
No one got it right. Spoiler.
Oh, fucking shocker.
This one
Oh.
is Cosmoem.
Oh, the one that
Cosmoem?
looks like a cosmos.
That's
I can't even see it.
that's sweet.
I could not
This is
tell.
Suicune. I don't know who picked that one.
Me.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is. Again, I think it cuts off for me
Whoa,
right
hold
here.
on. So you just gave me shit about all these legendary Pokemon that you just said, I don't know those ones.
I didn't say that.
Hello?
You were just asking why there are so many. I was just telling you they're all it's a legendary Pokemon question. And they're all this one's just a bear, which confused me.
He's angry, though.
That's but just a bear.
He has a
These
bandana?
are just rocks. I don't understand these ones.
I remember the first three in the second row. I remember those.
Kyogre,
Yeah. That's about it.
Rayquaza, and something else. All right.
Yeah, no, we don't have to spend. Just like Todd. We don't
Two
have to spend
more
all the time on
questions. This one no one's going to get.
that. Cool.
If somebody does,
Having a blast.
puzzle. Put them in order. Put the following regions in the order in which they were introduced. Actually, you guys might get this one. Somebody might get it. Put the Pokemon regions in order in which they were introduced in the series. So
Johto.
Johto, Kanto, Sinnoh, and Hoenn. Put them in order in which they appeared in the series. Which one was first and which one was the most recent?
You should have definitely started with the Pokemon one. That way we could end
Looking
it.
back
Oh,
at it, I understand.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, one person got it
Oh.
right. Kanto,
That was a guess.
Johto, Hoenn, and you got it right?
Yeah, I got
Okay,
it
Eric's
right.
tapped into something with this character, with Benedict Eagle.
Well, 'cause all I knew,
I'm worried,
the-
guys.
The only one I knew for sure was Kanto, and I was like, Johto, I remember the song.
Yeah.
I was like, those other two got to be swapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just process of elimination about that point.
All right. Well, Eric has all but run away with this thing, but second place is up for grabs. The last question is a multiple
It's not
choice
gonna
question.
be me.
Oh
I'll
gosh.
tell you that right now. Which of these Pokemon movies has the highest Rotten Tomatoes critic score? So the highest score on Rotten Tomatoes. We have Pokemon the movie, The Power of Us, Pokemon the first movie, Detective Pikachu, and Pokemon Forever. I knew people would pick Detective Pikachu. That's why I put it in
I
there.
just saw recency bias.
Yeah, Pokemon the first movie has the highest. Detective Pikachu is second. And these two, Pokemon the first movie has like a 16% Rotten Tomatoes score, as well as Pokemon Forever, which is weird.
Which is crazy.
Looking at the reviews, I'm like, these people are not Pokemon fans. Why are they reviewing the movie? So Pokemon Forever could be bad. I don't know. I've never seen it. But the first movie is good.
I mean, it's not the worst thing you've ever seen, but you know, it's
We've seen worse
weaker.
movies.
weaker.
Yeah. So
Which one's the Power of Us?
Power of Us is one that released in like 2019. It's a newer one. Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah. Heard it's good. All right. Podium. Third place, we have Vintage.
Oh yeah.
Second place, Bridget, who did better than I think she probably expected.
The
Yeah.
Eagles are coming. The Eagles are coming.
First place,
gosh.
Benedict Eagle.
Let's go.
with his dead eyes. At least these two are happy. I don't know. This is
They're vibing.
This is a serial killer.
Yeah.
This man has skeletons in his closet.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I do not like it. So there we go. I didn't get to do my poke hoot
I'm sorry.
at Nakama today.
Like how you keep trying.
At Nakama today.
rough.
So thanks for being my test dummies. I know that was rough.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all powering through. But yeah, there we go. Eric is on top for this one. We always bring people back, so you guys will get another chance at it later. And then maybe we'll do Factile instead, since you guys have never done Jeopardy. So maybe I'll do that when you guys return, unless you hated this and you never come back again. So we'll see how it goes.
To be fair, Bridget can't come back until she's watched a
Oh,
Goofy
that's
movie.
also fair. That is also true. You also
I'll
have
watch
time.
it Monday, okay?
You
You
also
can actually
have
temporarily kick her out of the Discord and just kind of
Yeah.
like remove all.
Best friend.
Proof.
BFFs.
I have to answer like a quiz.
Revoked.
Honestly, it is kind
I'll
of
make
a
a Goofy
time-sensitive
movie.
thing.
Okay.
No, not only that, like we're supposed to record with you very soon. So
know.
like if you
Yeah.
don't watch it, there's a
We
chance
just
we
don't do it,
show up.
man.
Or
Just
I
let
won't
you know.
be there,
We're
and
gonna-
then Vintage can
Oh, yeah,
just
there you
do
go.
it.
Yeah,
It'll be
we'll-
three of
Well,
you.
Vintage kind of gets punished by association. So you're,
Oh, yeah,
you're
there
kinda
you
putting
go. Yeah,
oh my
now
everybody
you're-
together.
gosh.
So we're gonna change
It's
the
not something I
we're
wanted
gonna
to.
change the group chat to best friends 3 Eva, and we're gonna kick you
Ooh.
out until you watch Goofy.
Okay, that hurts. You should probably just watch it tonight. Honestly,
I have
like,
to
I would
watch
just get out of the
after
way.
this.
I was like, I have to watch SmackDown.
Hmm.
Still.
It's an hour. It's an hour 16. You can fit it in.
Watch both at the same time.
Oh.
I don't
Bridget
have a picture in
Vintage.
picture.
Yeah. Brintage. Oh yeah, that's what I call you
Vintage.
guys is Brintage. I combine your names.
Combine it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for coming on. I hope you had a good time. And please, for anybody that may have missed your episode, and if you haven't listened to the episode with Retro AV Rewind, we'll link it in the show notes. Please let us know about what you guys are up to. You're gonna be a lot of places here in the next few months. What are y'all up to, and where can our audience find you?
Everywhere. Target.
Everywhere.
Mall.
The mall, hanging out. K-pop chicken.
Yeah. Game Up Chicken. Sonic. I go there sometimes.
We're on all of the socials, anywhere you can find podcasts, Spotify, Apple Pod, Deezer, which I don't know anyone that uses that, but we're on that too.
Smack Dog. Lawnmower.
Some of these are made up. Some of these aren't real.
And on YouTube. So, yeah, we have a few more episodes of our Magical Girl anime theme coming out in April. And then we're going to take a pause and do some. We have some plans for some things off the grid, but we want to do another theme and kick that off in the summertime. So,
Yep. We got our movie nights at Nakama.
Yeah, I was gonna say. What about over
Yeah,
at-
last Monday of every month we'll have a movie. April will be Sailor Moon R
yes.
movie. Yeah. And we're going to be at MomoCon in May. So find us there.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys aren't just attending, right? Aren't you guys like press
Yeah,
or
we're
something?
pressing. We have a panel.
That's
Oh
exciting.
yeah.
The history of magical
So
girls. Yeah.
Love it. Love to see it. And I again have so much fun spending time with you guys. So we'll see you very soon. Maybe I guess if Bridget watches the movie, but we'll likely see you guys pretty soon.
I was going to say something
Well, it's
really
actually-
nice too.
I was gonna say it's actually Vintage we won't see because she's not coming to WrestleMania because she's going to the woods.
I'm going camping.
To be a woods,
Boo.
a
You
woods
guys are
person.
you guys are 0 for 2 right now. Things are really starting to take a turn for the worst here.
I know.
It seems.
No, I was going to say we really appreciate you guys having us on. And
course.
including us in everything lately.
Yeah, we've had a blast.
We have.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling Eric that Collective Con weekend, it's one of the first weekends in a while where everything we planned went off without a hitch. So, and that includes after stuff. Like, we always plan, like, oh, we're going to go to the Ruby Beach party. We're going to go to Underbelly. And something goes wrong. Like, one time there was, like, a really bad storm and we didn't go, or we were just too tired. And everything went off without a hitch. I mean, getting all those people at leaderboard was crazy. Like, it was...
That was so much fun.
It was
The
a blast.
karaoke.
Yeah, basically bullying people out of the karaoke room something I will remember forever. So no, we were very excited to bring you guys in and be included in this kind of like just group that continues to grow, honestly, Eric. And it's like, yeah, it's great. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Like-minded people. We always like to vibe with people that are good people, and the two of you definitely are. So we appreciate both of you guys coming on. We're happy for everything that you guys are doing, and that's why we're really happy to be a part of this season of Magical Girls. So just look out for us. The Girl Who Leapt Through Time is going to be an episode we also cover on the podcast, along with a whole bunch of stuff. So Phil, this might be a great opportunity for you to plug all of that for us.
Yeah, so a Linktree link, you'll be able to find everything you need for the Wait For It podcast and for Retro AV Rewind. We just recapped it. There is a ton of stuff coming up here in the future. So if you want to follow us on social media, the most important ones for us being Instagram, TikTok, our growing and flourishing Discord channel, YouTube. We also upload content over there. I'm forgetting one. Oh, and we stream every other week on Twitch. And like I teased in the last episode, there might be more coming for that channel. So make sure you stay tuned. If you want to support both shows, head on over to the aforementioned Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you can. Like, share, subscribe, 5 stars, upvotes, whatever the hell it is. All that is so important to the lifeblood of a podcast and is very beneficial to all of us. So make sure you do that and tag us. Let us know that you're listening. Let your friends know that you're listening. We love knowing that you're out there and enjoying the content that we are putting out. So all of that goes a very, very long way. But if you would like to join Retro AV Rewind in a very special, cool, fun, exclusive community called the Weight Watchers, Eric will let you know how you can do all of that, and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah, so for Patreon, if you are listening to episodes like this one and you're enjoying the content, you might enjoy a lot of the banter we're having in the pre and post shows and extra bonus content over on Patreon, where patrons and supporters like Briar, Stefan, T3 Kato, Corey from The World Is My Burrito, and our two guests, Bridget and Vintage, here are supporting us on that platform in exchange for behind the scenes and early access to episodes like this one. Your support there would be very much appreciated as we continue to build that platform and that community, but there are so many other ways to get connected with us through social media, through Discord, all of the things that have been mentioned, and all of the free stuff goes a long way. It doesn't cost you anything to leave a like, a listen, a review. All of those things are extremely appreciated. With that all being said, my name is Mr. Eric Almighty. That is my co-host, Phil the Filipino, and our guests from Retro AV Rewind. Please don't forget, for the Wait For It podcast, we release new episodes every Wednesday, plus bonus content on platforms like Twitch and TikTok. And all you got to do is wait for it.
This is the Wait For It podcast.